Happy Canada Day, everybody. My name is Brian, and this is the inaugural episode of Grill Crazy. So, for Canada, we are going to be making the creme de la creme of Canadian cuisine, pulled pork poutine with maple bacon candy. So strap in, let's go for a ride, and let's grill crazy.
Let's grill crazy.
Let's get into this pulled pork. We're going to take off a lot of this extra fat, especially the really hard stuff. We're going to trim this up, make it nice and smooth. We're going to give it a good rub. We're going to let it sit for 15 minutes, and then we're going to get it on the grill. But first, you need a nice sharp knife. Get ourselves our nice, sharp boning knife and start working. You want to go under the fat so it comes nicely off. You want to take off a fair amount of the fat because it's not going to render up nicely. And the more meat you expose, the more the flavor of the rub and any seasoning that you put on is going to help penetrate. Because you like to look at pork and chicken, and they are basically just blank canvases for flavor. And that's what we want to do. We want to paint a flavor picture on these porks. You don't have to get it all, just make sure you try and get just the really, really big chunks, because that's not going to taste very good. Alright, we've trimmed up a good amount here. Still some good fat, which means still going to be a lot of good flavor. So, let's get to rubbing. We want to have a nice binder. People use regular mustard. I like a little Dijon. Like I said, pork is a blank canvas for flavor, so let's add as much as we can. So, I'm going to rub that all around, massage it in, get all sides. Oh, it smells good. I love Dijon. All right. So what kind of rub are we going to use? Some people like a little salt and pepper. Some people just like garlic powder, something like that. But like I said, you want to put as much flavor in here as possible. So what we're going to do, we have our signature crazy rub: brown sugar, paprika, garlic, onion, salt, pepper, cayenne, all the good stuff. Little sweet, little hot. It's your basic all-purpose rub. And it goes so good on chicken, on pork, on everything you want. And you want to be liberal. You want this to coat every single side and every single piece. You want to get it in all the crevasses, because the more seasoning you have, the better that bark is going to turn out to be. And we know smoking and barbecue is all about that bark. And this is going to give us a nice, beautiful red bark. Oh, it's going to be so good. My mouth's already watering, and we haven't even hit the smoke yet. Make your pork dance. Make your pork dance on the board. All right, so that is beautifully rubbed. You want to let this sit 15-20 minutes. If you can sit overnight, great, because what you want to do is that salt's going to draw out the moisture, which then means all the flavor in the rub is going to be able to penetrate the meat, hit a nice bark, beautiful smoke. It's going to be delicious. While this is sitting, I'm going to clean up, and let's get our grill going. All right, let me introduce you to our beautiful Next Grill offset smoker. You'll see in some videos they got the big honking smoker, huge firebox. But you know what? This is affordable grilling. So, because we have a little bit of a smaller firebox here, when you're doing longer cooks, what you want to do is you want to do a little more charcoal, because that's going to help the fire going, and then you want to flavor it with wood. So, to get this going, we're going to do 3/4 of a chimney of unlit charcoal. Then we're going to light a full chimney of charcoal, put that all in, let that catch. Then we're going to put some nice wood on it, start to get that flavor rolling. When we get a nice clean smoke, should be time to get this pork on. Let's get her done. It's a charcoal waterfall. Ooh. We'll let that go about 15-20 minutes. She'll be ready to go. Pork will be ready to go. It's time to grill crazy. Smells like smoke. So, I'm not going to give you any times because every cook is going to be different. Every smoker is going to be different. What you're looking for is you're looking for an internal temperature in your barrel between 250 and 275. If you can keep it rocking there, it's going to be perfect. You're going to put it on. You're going to let it go. You're going to baste it every hour or so just to keep that moisture in. Always good to put a water pan in here as well just to keep that moisture flowing. When we're probing it at about 160, we're going to take it off. We're going to wrap it in foil. We're going to add a little bit more flavor before we wrap it up tight. We're going to put it back in the barrel. Once that hits about 200, 205, just probe tender, we're going to take it off. We're going to let it sit in those juices for another half an hour, pull it apart. Oh, it's going to be so good. And while that's going, we're going to get the bacon made. We're going to make the fries. We're going to make some gravy. Oh, I love Canada. Let's do this. Now when I put it on here, I like to put the fat cap on just a little on the top. That way flavor renders down. Much flavor as we can, but let's close this so we don't lose any smoke. So fat side up, flavor melts down. Oh, it's gonna be so good. We're gonna let this baby go. We're gonna check on it in about an hour, give it a little spritz, check how that bark's going, and let it happen. Woo, mama, she is hot. Well, we are 2 hours into this cook. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, baby. All right, that bark's looking good, looking crisp. We got a nice spritz, apple cider vinegar, and some cola. Use whatever cola you like. Give that a beautiful spritz, keep her moist. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, that smells so good already. We're gonna top this down. The next hour, what we'll do is we'll temp it, see where we're at, and just keep it going, low and slow, baby. All right, friends, we have temped beautifully at 165. That means it is ready to come off. Wrap, get a little extra flavor, a little extra moisture, back on. Oh, that is something beautiful right there. All right, let's take this over. All right, so I want to give it an extra spritz. Just add a little more moisture. Then brown sugar. Oh, baby. And everybody's favorite, a little bit of butter. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of bit. Get back over here, you silly goose. Stay. All right. Bring that up. Nice and tight. And take this little Christmas gift. Put that baby back on the heat. Let that go for another few hours. Once it's nice and temped at about 200, 205, no friction when you put the probe in, she's ready to go. We'll check back in a little bit. All right, so we got that pork nice and wrapped. It's going. Now it's time for our candied bacon. So what we're looking at here is about 1/3 of our crazy rub to 2/3 brown sugar. Mix it up really nice. be generous. Get it spread over nicely. All right, so that's nice and covered. So then what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this on the grill about 20 minutes, let that start to melt, caramelize. We're gonna brush it with some beautiful Canadian maple syrup, let that go for another 10-15 minutes. We're gonna flip it, do the rest of our brown sugar, the rest of our maple syrup, let it go, let it caramelize, let it candy up. Oh, it's gonna be so good, and then it's gonna be the perfect topping to our poutine. All right, put this on right here. And let that do its thing. It's been about 20 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh, yes. So, what we're gonna do, gonna flip that, separate them up. So now, we're gonna take our Canadian maple syrup here, and we are gonna give this a beautiful slathering. Beautiful. Take our last bit of sugar, spread around the love, close that. We're gonna let that go another 20 minutes, let it candy up, keep brushing it. It's gonna be great. We'll check back in a little bit. This bacon is looking stellar. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna take it up, gonna put the rest of that syrup on it, and just let it cool and candy up and harden. Got the last of our syrup. Let that cool, let that candy up. It's gonna be the perfect topping. Pork's almost done, bacon's done and cooling. Now it's time to get the gravy going for this poutine. So we're gonna make a basic roux. It's going to be equal parts fat and flour. So I have a half a cup of butter. So we're gonna let this melt up, and then we're gonna add our equal parts to flour. So about a half a cup of butter, half a cup of flour, and then we're gonna stir in our beef stock till it's nice, thick, salt, pepper. It's a very simple gravy. While we're letting this butter melt, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that dinner bell for all of the notifications when we get our new content up. So this is the consistency that you want when you add your flour. It's like a loose dough. Then you want to cook that flour out for about a minute just so you get that flour taste out, and then we'll add our stock. All right, this is looking good, so we're going to add our stock. So you want to add a little bit first, and you want to incorporate that flour the best you can because you don't want lumps. And that's going to tighten up really quickly. And then we just keep adding stock. Once that boils, flour is going to start cooking, it's going to start thickening up, and then we're going to worry about seasoning, okay? This is tightening up really nice. We're going to get it seasoned. I'm going to put some tin foil over it, keep it hot on the grill, and then we're going to get our fries going. A little salt, my personal favorite, some nice cracked black. Whenever I'm cooking for friends and family, they know I like to touch all my food, so we're gonna get it right in there. A little more salt, it's perfect. All right, we're gonna cover this up. Time to get working on our fries. All right, so for these taters, we're just going nice steakhouse cut. Get them up nice and big. Hold all that pork, all that gravy and cheese. And of course, we can't forget the bacon. All right, let's take a look at this pork. Get it temped up. It's looking good. Oh yeah. There's the bone. Perfect. That's going at a nice 205. So let's take that off. We're gonna let it rest for about 10 minutes and then we'll pull it. Oh, that's full of juice. All right, let's open her up and see how we did. Oh, baby. That is beautiful. Oh, that's just gonna fall right apart. Look at that. Get that in the bowl. Where's the bone? Well, there's one. No resistance. Oh boy. Ooh, don't want to lose any of that good stuff. I would say that's pretty successful. So you can see all that beautiful smoke on there. Coming apart so nicely, so tender. We're gonna pour a little bit of this juice in there just to keep it moist. And then, once these fries are cooked, it's poutine time. All right, we got this oil rocking to about 350, so we're just gonna start cooking our fries off in batches, 6 to 7 minutes until they're nice golden brown, cooked all the way through, and then we can start assembling that poutine. Make sure you don't overfill your basket. You want everything to evenly cook. Look about there for right now. And let the magic happen. All right, these are looking beautiful. Nice golden brown. Shake off that extra fat. Throw them in there. Do a nice salt. If you're deep frying anything, you always want to salt it right after it comes out. That salt will stick to it. All right, well, we are just gonna keep doing these fries. Once they're all done, we're gonna build some poutine. All right, it's ready to eat. Now, all you gotta do is find a friend with beer. I got a second fork. Hey, Rito, come on over here.
Okay.
There's a fork.
There's a beer.
Perfect. Clinky.
Clinky.
Well, let's dig in. Make sure you get everything. Wow. Yeah, you know what that tastes like? Canada, right there.
Oh, Canada.
So good. Well, we are going to pig out because it's a holiday. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the heck out of this. And remember, if you're going to grill, grill crazy. We'll see you later.